Here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. I'm Adam, your host with Adam's Exploits. Today we have a couple of special guests. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me just pull back up my chat so I can see who's in the chat. Okay, I know there's quite a few of you people. I appreciate you all coming in, and people from my channel, people from Barbie's channel, and people from both our channels.
So I can see who's in the chat.
Oh, there, you got to mute the chat. Remember I told you? Rookie mistake, but you'll learn. Okay, so let's see who's, scroll to the top. We have Angie, we have Cece, we have, who else? Francis, we have Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Kathleen is here. San Juan is here. So we have our mods. So like I said, I know that the notices probably just went out a couple of minutes ago. There's my friend Carol from Massachusetts, where all the snow is. Hello, Carol. Again, I'm just going to let a few more people fill in. It looks like we have, how many people do we have here? Of course, it's not showing on my bottom here, but I'm going to wait about another minute or two, and then I'll introduce my guest, and then we'll get started. What I'll do is I'll have them introduce themselves. So tell you guys a little bit, we have a little pre-chat, and I told them I know a little bit about them, but I don't know a lot about them. So if they can just say, tell us about themselves. And I'm going to play it by ear. We're going to have a little newlywed game because it's the special Valentine's Day edition of our show. And Ken and Barbie were gracious enough to come on and participate in a little fun and frivolity. So we'll do that. And then if I'm running a little ahead of time, I have some valuable information I just want to pass along to you guys about sourcing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started in a second here. It looks like we pretty much have, I guess, who's going to be here right now. So let me go over to, and we'll get out of this just presenting me. And let's see. So it should go back to everyone. Okay. All right. So we should be able to see Barbie and Ken. So these are my special guests, Barbie and Ken. Barbie's channel is Barbie's Crafts on YouTube. I have the links in my description section. So guys, okay. So once you guys start, and however you want to do it, introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, your family. I know you have Max, the dog, why you're in reselling, et cetera, et cetera.
What you got?
You go first, Ken.
Actually, I'm Barbie, and this is Ken.
Ken's a jokester of the family. Haven't figured that out yet.
Well, I wasn't really prepared to talk a lot, but so anyway, as far as myself, I've been in. I have an accounting degree, so I've been in office work for several years, and worked for a local soft drink company. And as I got older, they decided they didn't need my
age people.
Yeah, as far as can't prove it was discrimination.
Exactly.
Anyway, so they cut my job and everything, so that I ended up moving on to some other jobs, and
he took some retirement.
Yeah, so I took early retirement, and so now I'm working a couple of days a week, and then we do this. We had, which she'll tell you about that, as far as a church job and that type of thing, but we started doing this, and she'll tell you more about that, as how I got involved. When she first started the sales, I basically just sat there and read the paper, and I would wave when she said, they're telling you hi, so I just wave, so I'm sitting there reading my newspaper.
So now you're the hello police, I know.
And as she continued, I gradually got more involved, and so now I'm a lot more involved than what I was when she first started.
Shipping department.
Shipping department and the hello police.
Them the shipping department.
We've been married how long?
Well, it'll be 38.
138 years.
138 years.
And the first, what, 20 some years you were working regular job. Things were kind of just normal. We had kids.
Right.
We, went along. And then from that point, one day Ken came in and he said, buckle your seatbelts and be ready to get out of your comfort zone. And for the next 10 years, that's exactly what we did. And in the course of that time, there was a lot of things going on. But anyway, for a while there, we did have a little reselling business in the mid part of the 2000s, about 2008, something like that.
And eBay.
I had gone back to college and had a career direction. And my mom actually got run over by a car. And Ken's mom was sick. And so I just didn't finish the long-term, I got a couple of associate degrees. But anyway, the toy, it was collectible toys we were selling. We were doing very well. And
until the economy bottomed out.
Her daughter just messaged us to tell us there was a shooting near her house, which we already knew about. Yeah. Anyway, we were doing pretty well internationally. And then all of a sudden, when the economy fell through, nobody wanted collectible toys. And we had a real good thing going. We were sourcing at the Goodwill, getting little stuffed animals and selling them for $40. Somebody in Japan.
Nice.
Great. But that kind of the bottom fell out of it. And I started writing about that time, and I spent several years writing and did quite well. And thanks at the same time to the company closing and my developing Bell's palsy, it was difficult for me to keep the pace of writing that I was under with 10 columns. I had a lot of pressure. But then we both had these church jobs a long time. I was an organist and he was a minister of music. And we left that church due to a doctrinal kind of situation. He was a deacon. And so we wondered how we would make up that slack in our money. And we'd been piddling with reselling glassware and stuff. You can look behind us and see well, you can't really, but back in there, some of my, I went through a glass collecting stage, and we were selling on Mercari and a little bit on eBay. And Mercari is a really good platform for glassware and breakables. Their shipping is set to make it easier to sell collectibles. But anyway, we just piddled with Mercari and weren't real thrilled with, I don't know, we weren't thrilled with it. It seemed like we'd be busy and then we'd get a ding and we'd have to get a package out. But the jewelry was kind of something I was doing, buying jewelry jars. And then when our church jobs were no longer, I started just selling all the jewelry I had amassed in our guest bedroom. It was just everywhere.
Lots of jewelry jars.
Lots of jewelry jars. And it went so well, we just decided to start doing it as a business. And we started buying jewelry to sell. And now we are trying to do it as professionally as we can. We have all of our records on PayPal for our taxes and things, and print off everything off of paper. As the new year dawned, we kind of started a new professional thing. But anyway, we have been married a long, long time and reinvented ourselves and recreated ourselves and, picked ourselves up and dusted our boots off and started over many times. And many times.
And we like, what I like about the way we do our auction is, we try to keep it light and so people can enjoy being there, and we don't want to pressure anybody to buy, just to join in and have fun. And
we're not hard sell people.
So that's one thing I like about it.
The
so
friendships
I've always been kind of a joker. I find humor in lots of things that other people might not, but anyway.
Sometimes the two of us find humor in a lot of things, but over the years, the hard times and good times and bad times, and lots of good times, the humor's kind of carried us through. It's hard to make a marriage last that long, and I mean, it's not hard. I mean, you have a lot of ups and downs, and the humor kind of rides it over, and that's always kind of been a vehicle. But I guess honestly, and I know we're not having a prayer meeting, but our faith too has always been a major part of our relationship, and our faith in God, and He has carried us through a lot of. If we sat and named them all off, y'all go, "You're lying." All that didn't happen to you. But yeah. And we've had a lot of things happen.
A lot of stories in which
people think we make them up. But,
I think.
But God's always landed us on our feet, and sometimes some hard work along with it. But
and I think some are familiar with one of the latest
latest stories. But we've had a lot of things happen. Ken's been in an armed robbery, tied up and abducted. We've had a lot of stuff happen.
Tied up and abducted. Oh my God!
Yeah.
I was in an armed robbery once. I was in a liquor store, and somebody decided to hold it up, and I was 10 foot from the gun.
Oh yeah, but I know that feeling very well.
We've had a lot of different things happen, but God's been good to us, and pretty much we've had a happy road. But right now we're having a really good time with the jewelry. It's a fun thing for us right now, and it allowed us to join the church where we weren't working. We're just worshiping there, and I'm playing once a week just to help them out. But we're really enjoying just attending church as regular people and not having to always be on the job, so to speak. So the jewelry's allowed us to do that. So.
And like I said, when she first started with the auction, I thought that I would be there reading my newspaper. And she would be doing the auction. And
you never knew you'd be the shipping department.
That kind of changed. Of course, when she started finding some gold and sterling in the jewelry jars, that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. And so it just escalated to now we have a lot of nice friends too. I think we make a good team because she does the front and I do a lot of the behind.
The house, and you do the back of the house.
Out of my hands lately and doing it for me. So there you go. But anyway, we have a good time.
Yeah. Okay, so you do mainly your auctions, which are now on Tuesday evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe is correct. I always do everything in Eastern because I'm Eastern.
Yeah. Question mark.
Pardon me?
7 question mark.
Okay. And I forgot exactly. I know you guys are from down south. What state are you guys in? I never knew that.
We're in Tennessee.
I'm not from Tennessee, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't have you have more of a Georgia accent, right? Virginia. Okay.
See, we're right on the state line.
Okay.
That we lived in before we moved here was right on the state line. You could stand in the middle and put one foot in Virginia and one in Tennessee. And he's from Tennessee and I'm from Virginia. So my high school made fun of his high school. If you dated someone that went there, you dated somebody that drove a tractor.
Craig wants to know, the land short picker wants to know what part of Tennessee.
Would be Northeast Tennessee.
Northeast.
Southwest Virginia.
And Southwest Virginia.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not good with accents. I mean, when I used to travel, when I used to win contests when I told you I was in the liquor business, I win trips for, promotions or whatever. And people used to always say, "Oh, you're from New York," because I spoke quickly. Well, all Northeasterners speak quickly. Philadelphia, New York, Massachusetts. Like you'll hear Carol talk and you can pick up her accent right away. People pick up my accent and they don't know what it is. They just think it's New York. But I have a Philadelphia. I live in South Jersey, but I have a Philadelphia accent. I say water instead of water. I say water. All these little colloquial water. Okay, so I'm going to try to. I'm always have trouble with this part. I'm going to try to get it back to both of us now. There's Miss Cindy.
We can't really see the chat, so if anybody says something to us, we never could get ourselves.
Kind of monitoring the chat. I'm going to see if I can get it to. Okay,
but we can't read it because we can't see that small print.
Okay, I clicked on me. Now I want you guys to talk to see if it'll switch back to you. I always have problems with this part.
Go ahead.
I don't know what to say. We have 2 children and a dog and a cat. And
okay, it's not switching, of course. Oh, I can't. Okay. Anyway, well, I guess I'm gonna have to switch it back and forth. That's something I got to learn too. So let me pull up my chat. Let's see. So we're at 21 minutes. So let me just do my real quick thing so I can bring some value to you guys, and then we'll go in. I told you we're going to do a Newlywed game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up just do a little screen share here. Let me pull up myself, guys. And Ken and Barbie, if you guys need to get another cup of coffee or you want to use the restroom or whatever, get a piece of pie or cookie or something.
I guess we can see the chat. We can. My phone's not even picking the chat up, so I don't know what.
Okay, I'm just going to do this little 5-minute presentation, and then we'll get back and we'll get into our Valentine's Day edition of the Newlywed game. So let me click over to me. I'm going to pull this up.
Okay.
And we're going to go here, and we're going to pull up.
Okay, so we're
here.
Off screen right now. Rolling
this.
I have a website called Groovy Gadget Girl. My kids thought it was hysterical.
Uh-oh.
I didn't touch anything, but this stuff is way over my head. I tried to pull our chat into the Google Hangout, and I couldn't. So.
Okay. Again, I'm just going to give you guys about a little 5-minute education, so to speak. What I'll do is I'll put the link to this web page in the description later. Again, I told you guys I put the link to Barbie and Ken's YouTube channel in the description. I also put their Facebook page, their the group in the description. So what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of this guys, a little bit of education for you guys. A lot of the resellers in my chat, they sell jewelry, they sell handbags. So again, I belong to probably 15 or 20 different reselling groups. One of the things that comes up is, how do you determine something if it's a counterfeit or a knockoff, if it's original, if it's from the outlet. I just happen to bookmark a lot of things when I see things. Like I told you guys before, like last show, I did a bunch of websites and apps. So this one, I had this bookmark. I was just looking through my my bookmarks and reselling, and I see, this is really interesting. I could probably share this with the group and then the channel, and then we'll come back again. We'll do the Newlywed game. So just real fast, I feel like I'm providing you guys with some education. This is from the Crazy Coupon Lady. Some people are into couponing. I did a little bit of it back in the day when the coupons were more prevalent. Now it's kind of a lot of work. My friend Alma, My Thrifted Escape, is doing a lot of couponing now. She was on the show before. So if you guys are into couponing, you can check out Alma. But basically, this tells you how you can determine if something is from the outlet store or from the original store. Okay, so the first one is Banana Republic. Now, on the left here, this is the from the regular Banana Republic store, and this particular piece here is from the outlet store. You can see there's these 3 little rectangulars or dots. That's how you determine if it's an outlet piece as opposed to the regular Banana Republic store piece. Hide that. These are Kate Spade. Some of you guys sell handbags. Some of you ladies sell handbags. I never knew this. Again, this is valuable. This is the Kate Spade on your left here, and you didn't realize it. So you might not buy a Kate Spade made for outlet bag and not realize it. They run online. Surprise sales when they sell the bags and you're not a boutique bags, they mark them down, etc., etc. Luckily, you can find several tells on the items and tags to know if you're buying a boutique bag or an outlet bag. The made for outlet items have an embroidered spade above the label name, and the tag stitching is a greenish instead of a gold. Price tags show like style and are price comparisons, which again do not represent a real discount. The factory store Kate Spade bags and wallets, the Spade logo is a square with a hollowed out spade in the middle or a stamped spade. On legit Kate Spade bags and wallets, the Spade logo is attached hardware with just the shape of the spade, no bordering square. So as you can see, like here, they have the hollowed out spade. So again, that's how you can determine Kate Spade outlet items as opposed to regular Kate Spade items. And again, I will put that in the description. Gap is not a very resellable item, at least in my opinion. I know some people sell Gap jeans that do well. I don't. Basically, they're just telling you that the the Gap and lower end pieces, and they have 3 squares underneath of the Gap. This is for the Gap label. Okay, and this is something I mean, I knew a little bit about the Lauren or Ralph Lauren. I buy a lot of Ralph Lauren clothing. I just like the way they're constructed and the way they fit. I knew that Chaps was the lower end, and I knew Lauren was the lower end. But basically, it says here, Lauren and Chaps indicate the lowest end or made for outlet Ralph Lauren items. I mean, you'll see Lauren in the stores like the Burlington Coat Factory, etc. But then the Polo is the regular stores. But they do have made for outlet only Polo items. I mean, I've been in Polo outlet stores and they have Polo items in that store. So again, they tell you here a little bit about it. Major tip-offs for cheaper imitations include comparison pricing like Value Wars and our price print on the original paper tag and the lack of the embossed care label. Authentic pieces all carry an embroidered factory number, usually starting with RN on the underside of the size tag. Keep an eye out for Purple Label. Now, Purple Label, I've never seen Purple Label Ralph Lauren Polo in the outlets, in the wild, I should say, or the Black Label. If they're legit, again, the Purple Label is more valuable. Okay, I had heard this about Brooks Brothers. If Brooks Brothers has this 346 on the label, that means it's an outlet manufactured for the outlet only. I had never known that. I had heard about that when I was watching some of the other clothing resellers, and they tell you that if it's 346, that was made for the outlet. Okay, this is J. Crew. The 2 diamonds on the tag indicate that it's a factory outlet item. Okay, J. Crew regular, J. Crew outlet. Okay, a lot of you resellers sell Coach bags. An F in the Coach bag serial number means it's an outlet item. So we would have an F somewhere in this serial number to tell you that it's an outlet item. Says there are cheaper outlet bags. Serial numbers located on the paper tag in the upper left-hand corner start with an F if it's an outlet item. Again, this is Ann Taylor. Again, I don't have a lot of success with Ann Taylor, but they tell you why what an item is, why it's Ann Taylor. Ann Taylor outlet carry mostly entirely made for outlet clothing, so they specifically make those clothings for the outlets. Again, on older or secondhand Ann Taylor loft pieces, look for 2 squares or dots underneath the label and the tag. These are signify the cheaper outlet. So again, on older or secondhand Ann Taylor label loft items, look for 2 squares or dots underneath the label and the tag. So that would tell you that it's an outlet item. Okay, Gymboree, I don't really know children's clothing, but 9 dots on the square and a Gymboree tag indicate outlet items. And that's that for that. So let me get out of the screen sharing, and we'll come back. We'll come back to this. We'll stop screen sharing. Okay, and I'm back. Let me just pull up my chat.
I learned a lot from that. I had no idea that items were made specifically for the outlet. I always thought the outlet was where the stuff that they didn't sell in the store went to die. I didn't know it was like
you would think that, but I mean again, because I've talked about this before on my channel. I got into reselling clothes because my mother. I told you guys about my situation with my family, but my mother basically was a single parent, and she was a school teacher with my father being ill. So she was a big discount shopper at the outlets and at the like Marshalls and Burlington Coat Factory and whatnot. So that's how I learned how to look for bargains. And I just, from doing research, I didn't know like that 346 on the Brooks Brothers. I never knew that was an outlet item only. And the Coach, I didn't know that it had an F in the RN item. If it was an F beginning it, that was an outlet item. I mean, that's all stuff. I mean, it's valuable to resell.
Department stores and brought the stuff to the outlet. We don't really outlet shop that much. My daughter does. We Goodwill shop and church sale shop and that sort of thing. But as far as like going to the Tanger outlets, or something, we don't. So that might be why I haven't figured that out.
Okay. Well, like I said, so now what's some value? We did the interview with Ken and Barbie. So now it's time to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to do our Newlywed game. Which one of you wants to answer the questions first? And which one wants to be sequestered in the spare bedroom?
You have to be sequestered.
Oh, well, I guess I'll go first.
You'll go to the bedroom and let Barbie answer the questions first?
And if I don't come back?
You'll come back.
He'll get hungry.
He'll get hungry. He'll have to come back with
And
some
who
coffee.
needs to write something down, me or him?
Well, I'm going to ask you questions, and you want to write down your answer to the question. Okay. And that way, when he answers his answer, you'll have your question, the answer written down, and I'll have it over here too. What you
so I don't say it out loud.
No, you say it out loud, I mean, because he's sequestered. I mean, he can't hear you where he is, right?
Right. Well, once he gets out there, go on in there. Okay.
I mean, that's the fun part, so the audience can kind of hear what your answer was.
Okay. And but you want me to write it down too? Okay.
Yeah, please. Okay. I have like 50 some questions. I'm not going to ask you 50 questions, but I'm going to see what's. This is a good starting question. What did you and your husband wear on your first date? Do you recall what you wore on your first date? Tell us. And then
he had on a cute little white tennis outfit. It was a tennis date.
Tennis?
And he had a really cute tennis outfit. Yeah.
Okay. And you were wearing, I guess, tennis clothing as well, right?
I don't remember. Mine was tennis clothes, but his was real cute.
Okay. So that's the first question.
You go to the door.
He can't hear you, right?
I don't know. I'm going to go see him. Shut the door. He's real sneaky.
Oh, sneaky guy, huh? Okay. All right. Okay, let's just do this one here. Who is your embarrassing crush? It could be like a celebrity. Your particular crush. I mean, do you have like a celebrity or a musician or you have like a?
I always used to tell the kids if they couldn't find me, I had run off with that guy from Divers and Dive-Ins and Dives or whatever in that red convertible, or River Monsters guy. Mainly because I just thought it would be fun to eat in those restaurants. And
is that Fieri? Guy Fieri? Is that?
Yeah, him or the guy from River Monsters. But I didn't have a crush on him though, so I don't know if he'll probably say the guy from River Monsters.
Okay, I don't know who that is. So I'll just put River Monsters.
I used to always try to get him to say water, like the guy on River Monsters.
Okay, yeah. I'll put River Monsters. I don't watch those things, so I don't know what that is.
I think he's relaxing the way he speaks.
Okay. Okay, now he should know this one. This is a pretty easy one. What is your star sign or your zodiac sign?
Mine or his?
Yours.
Taurus.
Taurus. I'm a Taurus as well. Okay, on May 17th.
In April, but I'm planning not to have one this year.
Okay. Okay. Okay, here's a good one. Who said I love you first? Was it you or Ken?
It was him. He wrote me a poem and read it to me.
Wow, sweet. He's a romantic.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, some of these questions are like so.
He'll probably not remember that. But.
Okay. All right, here's a good one here. Which Disney character are you most like? Barbie, which Disney character would you describe yourself as? Cinderella?
Probably Tigger.
Tigger? Okay. Okay. Well, just out of curiosity, why Tigger?
Because I'm just hyper.
You're hyper. Okay. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's come up with like 3 or 4 more. What is your favorite pizza topping?
I'm not wild about pizza.
Not wild about pizza?
Plain? No. I like Supreme. So can you just like all of it?
Yeah, I'll put Supreme. I'll put Supreme. So, I mean, if he says, peppers, onions, sausage, whatever, I'll put Supreme. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the first movie that you saw together? Do you recall that? It's a long time ago. I mean, I couldn't remember the first movie I saw with any of my previous loves.
We didn't go see a lot of movies. We went to a concert. We don't really like movies that much. Why don't you try a different question?
All right,
He'll never.
we'll scratch that one. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here you go. Would Ken say that you would rather spend an evening in with you or a night out with you?
Ian.
In?
Probably Ian, yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then I got some questions for Ken here. Let me ask you one more question. What are you two most likely to argue about?
Yes, it's real annoying. Of redoing things I do, like, or moving things, like if I set something right here, he'll move it to keep it from getting broken, and then it'll get knocked off and broke. He moves things, moving things, moving and redoing things that I do.
Okay, so I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I have 8.
8. That's what I have, 8. Yep. Okay. Why don't you go and get Ken to the in.
So I need to take my paper with me, right?
All right. You don't want on the sheet.
Okay.
Okay, so we're bringing Ken back, and he's going to answer the questions.
I'm here.
You're here. You have a piece of paper to write your answers down?
I do.
Barbie has the door closed, so she can't hear you?
I hope so.
I hope so. Okay. I asked Barbie 8 questions, so I'll ask you 8 questions.
Okay.
If we end up being tied, I'll come up with a bonus question. So I'm going to ask you 8 questions. Okay. Trying to keep these kind of like easy, but kind of PG rated, nothing crazy here.
Right.
What would, now again, this is how you would answer this.
Right.
What celebrity couple are you most like, you and Barbie?
Oh gosh.
Well, that's a little difficult. If we give it a minute. If you can't come up with something, we'll come up with another one. I just thought that was a neat question. We can skip that if that's too difficult. I just thought that was a kind of a neat kind of
something down. I'm sure she'll never guess that one, but anyway.
You got to tell you want to ask your answer.
Okay, go ahead.
So what was your answer?
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher? Oh yeah, she likes to sing, and you're kind of entertaining, and you tell jokes. Okay.
Some folks used to say I look like Sonny Bono.
Okay.
In earlier days, so.
All right.
I'm not sure about that, but
okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, Ken, again, this is your answer, not Barbie's, your answer. What is your dream car?
My dream car?
Yes.
I would say probably a Maserati.
A Maserati. Nice. Okay. I never guessed that because you're an accountant. You seem kind of conservative, but you want to have that little wild side to you, like the sports car.
Yeah, I like sports cars.
Like sports cars?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have sports cars? I mean, did you have like Mustangs or Oldsmobiles or anything growing?
No.
Camaro?
Never really.
No.
The closest thing I had probably was a Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. Okay. Okay. All right.
Oh,
here's a good one. I could ask Barbie this, but I'll ask you this question. What is your go-to karaoke song?
My go-to karaoke song.
I know you like to sing in thrift shops.
Does it have to be? It doesn't. Any genre?
Anything.
Doesn't matter.
Anything. But again, you got to think that she could guess it, though. I mean, Could be country, could be Christian, could be, pop, whatever you know.
Okay, I'll probably have to go with the one we sing a lot, probably, which is "Touch Me Again, Lord."
Okay.
We really enjoy singing that, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I know, Cindy. That's what I said. He's an accountant, but he likes sports cars. But we all have like different personalities, and he wants to drive a Maserati. There you go. Is that, just out of curiosity, is that on your bucket list? Would you like to like you go to Las Vegas? I think there's like a racetrack you can rent like different exotic cars. Would you have any interest in doing something like that?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But maybe 15 years ago, I tried to rent do a fast car, but not now.
Yeah, I don't foresee ever owning a Maserati, so
But I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, in Vegas, you can go to like the racetrack, and you can do a couple of laps in like a exotic car, or you can actually rent some of the exotic cars on the strip. I mean, they cost a fortune, but that's another story. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 so far for you. All right, this is a little dicey, but I better not ask that. What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear. Oh gosh. Oh. I'm trying to think what that would be.
Is it snakes? Is it fear of failure? Is it
I guess
I'm afraid of mice.
I guess probably would be more like the fear of failure.
Fear of failure.
Not really afraid of snakes or anything like that.
Okay, go put that down. Yeah, it cracks me up. I had to replace the garage door, and I live in like near a river, and the winter mice, the field mice would come up, and they would get into my old garage, and then come to the house, and they would, I'm 6'3", now I'm over 300 pounds, which is not good, but anyway, the mice were scared the living daylights out of me, a little mouse.
Yeah,
and then in the kitchen, see a mouse, and I would have like a heart attack. It's like All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That would be strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay. Okay. If you were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who would be your phone a friend?
I'm sorry, who would be?
You're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you familiar with the show? Like you have like a lifeline. You can phone a friend, like a trivia expert friend. Who would you call for your expert on the phone to help you answer the question?
I'd have to call my wife.
You would call Barbie. Okay.
I would call Barbie.
Okay. Okay. What was the best present that Barbie ever gave you?
The best present?
Yes.
Oh gosh. I would have to say her hand in marriage.
Oh, isn't that good? I like that one. Accepted your marriage proposal.
Right.
Okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. All right, if you won the lotto, how would you spend it? I mean, you don't have to get into details. I mean, would you buy a house, new house? Would you go on vacation? Would you, whatever?
Well, it all depend on how much I won.
That's true. Well, let's just say, okay, I'm gonna put $1 million, and then we'll tell Barbie that the amount was $1 million.
Okay, if it was $1 million, of course, house would be number one.
Okay, you buy a new house.
Probably.
Would you let's just say, would you move to Florida? Would you move to Arizona, or just like the area that you live in now?
I'd probably stay in this area.
Okay, you build a new house in your area.
Yeah, and my kids live in this area, and my wife probably would.
a child in California or relatives in California too?
My son, he travels to California and back every week.
Oh, okay. For
But
business, he travels.
he lives nearby, and my daughter is gone, so
Okay.
I'll probably stay in this area.
He just built a new house. Okay,
Right.
let me make sure I have the proper number of questions. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have 8 for Barbie. Okay, you can call Barbie back in.
All right. Let me get my answers so she can't see
Yeah,
them.
don't let us see your answer.
Barbie.
All right, guys. Again, this is the Valentine show. We're 45 minutes. So I think we can kind of finish this up probably in like 15 or 20 minutes. Try to keep the show around an hour when we have a guest. Thank you, Cherry. I thought it'd be different because I was talking to Ken and Barbie. And again, Ken and Barbie, at least I should say Barbie, is going to be on Cindy's show. And they're going to talk about jewelry and some other things. And when Barbie says, oh, yeah, this is kind of Valentine's Day. So we could, I thought, oh, that gives me an idea. We can do kind of like a Newlywed Game Valentine's Day. Talk about a little bit about reselling, but also do like a, Barbie and Ken are a fun couple. And I appreciate them allowing me to join their group of reselling friends.
Called worse.
Mm-hmm.
Worse. Okay. You guys want to flip a coin for who's going to go first, or you just want to decide on your own, or who wants to go first? Answer the questions.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Okay. Again, you're going to answer the questions, Barbie, as Ken would answer them. Again, I told him to keep in mind that this is something that you would be able to guess as well. And when you answered your questions, you did the same thing.
So I want to guess how he would answer.
He would answer, correct.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do 10 questions.
That'll be.
All right. Okay, Ken, hopefully I'll do these in order, so you can just check your list and hopefully have them in order. I kind of scribbled down what your answer was. Barbie, again, this is how Ken would answer this question. What celebrity couple are you two most like?
Sonny and Cher.
Ding, 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 ding. What's the winner?
What you listening?
No,
Barbie.
we did a thing one time at a dinner, a roast, and we did a Sonny and Cher. Yeah, everybody thinks he looks like Sonny, so that's why.
There, you got it right off the bat. Good job. What is Ken's? Again, this is Ken's answer. What is his dream car?
We're not big car people.
No.
He had an answer. It came right up.
Give me a second. A Maserati?
Ding, 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 ding. That's 2.
Really?
I haven't found a ring, Ken, but
Well, I knew it would be a sports car, but I was just trying to.
I guess when you're married for 38 years, you know these things.
He just catches all the cars on fire by accident.
Now, let's not get into that.
He does.
Okay. Again, and this could be any genre of song. What is Ken's go-to karaoke song? It could be pop, country, religious, whatever.
You want a genre or you want a song?
I want the song itself. What is his go-to karaoke song? What does he always sing, I guess? This would be the short version of it.
Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer.
I don't know. You said "Touch Me."
Coley.
No.
"Touch Me, Angel." Is that? That's. I'm assuming that's a different.
Oh, I didn't know you meant Christian songs.
He said God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the song we always sing in church. Touch me again, Lord. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. You got 2 out of 3. That's pretty good so far.
Because usually if we sing that, I'm playing. So that's what threw me off.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe that was Ken's fault for that one.
That was that's not karaoke when I'm playing. I'm really sensitive about karaoke at church.
We don't karaoke.
All right. So you're 2 correct and 1 wrong so far, Barbie. What is Ken's biggest fear? I think like the big picture. It could be anything. Could be an animal. Could be anything. Kind of give me a hint here. So
Give me a sec. Probably losing me.
And that's technically not correct. You said fear of failure.
Should be the answer.
That's your answer.
Come on.
Could
I
happen
would be a
before you.
failure if he lost you, but we're gonna give him again. I'm the co-host or the master of ceremonies. I want to give that's an
What did you say?
He said fear of failure. I kind of brought that up, so.
What a dumb thing.
Oh, geez, King.
It's really dumb at our
All right,
age.
this one is an easy one, Barbie. You should get this one. What is Ken's favorite flavor of ice cream?
Strawberry, probably.
Yes, it is. Very good.
There you go.
All right.
I can't do anything. That's sweet.
Okay, I asked Ken this question. Are you familiar with the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Okay, it's like a generic kind of question. If Ken were on the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who would his phone a friend? You know, if you have like a question, you know the answer, you have like a lifeline, you can call somebody to get their help with the answer. Who would his phone a friend be?
Me.
You are correct. Very good. He did say
I
you.
ignore useless, trivial information.
He did say you.
I don't know our phone number. I always have to ask him what our house phone number is when they ask. I don't remember, but I have useless, trivial information all stored up here. Yes.
Did say you. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We should have one more question, and we do. Okay. If Ken were to win the lottery, the lotto, okay, he and I discussed this. It would be $1 million that he won. So if he won the lottery, it was $1 million. How would he spend the money?
Most of it would be a new house, and then he would be out trying to find somebody to help.
Okay, well that was his answer, and I asked him just a little. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you got the answer right. I said, "Would you want to move like to Arizona or Florida or something?" And he said, "No, he would like to build a house around where you guys live now because your children live in the area, and then he prefers to stay where you guys are, and he would build a new house." So
Then he would be out trying to help people. I know him.
Okay, so you got 5 out of 8 correct.
Oh yeah.
That's not very good to be married as long as you are.
That's probably.
All right, Mr. Ken, it's your turn now.
This will be interesting.
I can't hear you. I'm getting static on this end.
Okay. All right. Okay, this question is for you, Ken. What would Barbie have answered? What did you two wear for your first date?
Really?
Okay. I of course wore a tennis outfit.
There you go.
There you go.
Shorts and a blouse.
That's the correct answer.
I thought.
Okay.
Actually had another guy show up on our first date, and he sat with binoculars and watched us play tennis.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Little weird.
All right. Who is Barbie's embarrassing crush?
Embarrassing crush.
Take time to think about this. That's a little difficult.
Hard for him, but
It is. Embarrassing crush.
because I usually told him this.
No hints.
What is his name with the Partridge Family?
You don't have to have the exact name if you can give me kind of like be in the right ballpark, so to speak.
Well, it's David Cassidy.
Well, that was when I was a little girl. Yeah.
No, that would be incorrect.
You know who I told you?
What's it called? River Monster?
The guy from River Monster.
I didn't know he was a crush, though.
No, kind of not. But I just liked how he talked. When I had insomnia, I could listen. I always told you and the kids, if you couldn't find me, that's where I'd be.
Well,
all right. All right, Ken, you got to pick it up for the guys. So you got to pick up the pace here. What is Barbie's zodiac sign, star sign? What's her zodiac sign? You should know this.
thing.
Let's just think about it.
Horoscope signs.
Well, when is her birthday, and what would the sign be? What month? I mean, that's
I
going to
know
be
her birthday, but I'm not sure what the actual sign is.
I thought it'd be an easy one.
No, I don't keep up with horoscopes.
Guess any zodiac sign. You want to guess?
Oh,
Just pick a zodiac sign. You must know one zodiac sign.
Libra.
No, but that was a zodiac sign. That's incorrect. She's a Taurus like me.
Taurus.
Taurus the bull.
Okay.
That's embarrassing.
Well, I don't do that.
Yours wouldn't know either, Cindy.
that one's I have no basic knowledge of.
Well, you're an account. You're kind of a numbers guy, so you're not into that kind of stuff. I'm kind of into that stuff a little bit. So okay, we're not doing too well here, Ken. Barbie's running away with this.
I know it. I figured she would because.
Okay. Well, thank you for participating. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully the viewers are enjoying it too. Okay. Let's see here. You got that incorrect. Okay. Who said "I love you" first? Okay. Either it could be Barbie, it could be you. Who said it first in your relationship?
She did.
I
Correct. Tell Ken the answer.
You wrote me that poem and told me you loved me.
Oh, I forgot about the poem. I didn't know that was. I thought it was. You were talking about verbal. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm just finding men and saying, "I love you."
Okay. All right.
Somebody else next Valentine's on with me.
I want to question too, Ken. I don't. Which Disney character is Barbie most like?
What
Disney
character?
Gosh, I don't even know Disney characters.
Well, some of the other ones are easier, so I should have known her zodiac sign.
There's nothing about me like Snow White.
You said Snow White?
She had pale skin and black hair.
Well, how about Cinderella?
No, you can't have multiple guesses. Tell Ken your answer.
Just leave it.
What was your answer, Barbie?
Tigger.
Who?
Tigger from Winnie the
Tiger. Winnie the Pooh.
The tiger that jumps around.
I wouldn't. Would be no way I would.
Okay. Right, Cindy. Okay. I'm gonna throw it to all here, Ken.
No.
Okay. All right. So this one's you may get this one. What is Barbie's favorite pizza topping?
Favorite pizza topping?
Like she said, she's not really a pizza person, but she did give me a favorite.
I would have to say sausage.
Barbie?
I don't even like sausage pizza.
What?
Supreme.
But he said
all the different things: onions, peppers, sausage, pepperoni.
Okay.
What kind of pizza?
I thought you were saying like one topping.
Well, she brought it
like pepperoni.
Here's the thing: she did kind of like go out of the box a little bit, but don't worry, Ken, you weren't coming back from that deficit, so don't worry about it.
That's true.
You are really down there.
Okay. Well, so far you got one right, Ken.
All right. That's better than I expected.
Okay. All righty.
Well, at least they know we didn't cheat.
That's true. Okay. Would Barbie rather spend an evening in with you or out with you?
In.
Correct. Yeah. There you go. You got two right.
I knew that one. That
All
was
right.
Finally got an easy one.
Okay.
And don't I get a bonus question?
No. Oh. 1, 2. All right. So I think we just have one more. Make sure I'm doing the counting right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you got one more, Ken.
One more.
Yeah. What are you and Barbie most likely to argue about?
Oh my goodness. What are we? Oh gosh. Does it have to do with the shipping department?
No.
What are we?
Come on, Ken. Let's try to make it a decent effort here. Get an answer here.
Restaurant decision.
Oh, look at the face on Barbie. You guys got to go back and watch this. This is
The best you can do.
that would be incorrect, Ken.
Analyzing our relationship problems is restaurant decision.
There were problems.
It's that thing you do where you move stuff.
Oh, okay.
You move
And
things. I
redo
guess.
I do. If I do
I
something,
guess, I don't know if you have what do you call it, OCD. You're always apparently Barbie's always putting stuff down. You're always moving it and
Right. I try to move it to where it won't be knocked off.
Broken.
That's what she said. Yes, that's what annoys you about. Annoys you.
Listen, that's a man thing. That's not Ken. That's just a man thing.
Okay, well, that was your answer, and that makes sense. Well, Barbie's the champion. She's the winner chicken dinner. She won 5-2.
Right.
So what do I get from Ken?
Well, you guys can work that out. I'm gonna send you guys a parting gift. I'm gonna
She gets.
I want the washing machine.
You don't get a washing machine. You gotta realize I want a fixed income here, and I'm reselling.
Hey, she's already got the washing machine.
I know, but mine is getting old.
Well, that I'm still.
They always gave them a washing machine because they were newlyweds.
Oh.
That's what they got. And I used to think, well, how boring. I'd rather have the new car.
The new car. Well, just remember that Ken's wish list is a Maserati. I don't know about a Maserati. If you ever get a pizza, get her the Supreme Pizza, Ken. Don't get her the sausage pizza.
Right.
Sausage is gaming.
Supreme does have sausage on
I
it.
know,
It does, but she could pick the sausage off if she wants to. All right, I'm having trouble going back and forth, so I'm just going to go to my face here, my handsome face, so to speak. I'm going to do a little closing and then thank you guys, and
thank you for having us.
thank you.
We enjoyed it.
Too can when I end the broadcast, you can just hang on for like 2 minutes after the fact. I just want to ask you guys.
Okay.
I hope we didn't break the internet.
No, you didn't break the internet. I'm just going to go back to me. And again, when I end the broadcast, just hang on for a couple of minutes. Just want to ask you.
Okay.
All right, guys. So that was the Valentine's edition of Reselling Rhythms. Hopefully, you guys had fun. Barbie and Ken are a great couple. They're a lot of fun. They're good people. They welcome me into their little reselling family, and I really appreciate that. I tell you guys,
we're sorry.
Pardon me?
We're arguing while you talk.
Okay. Like I tell you guys, again, reselling can be lonely, and the reason I do this is to educate people and try to help people. I've told you guys in the past. My mother and father were both school teachers. My sister's a school teacher. So I kind of like to pay things forward, try to help you guys with what I know and bringing guests on that know things that I don't know, so I can learn and you guys can learn. But I also like to have a little bit of fun. And again, when Barbie and I discussed, having her come on and Ken come on to the show, she said, "Oh, it's Valentine's Day." And I know they're a fun couple. And I thought, well, let's have a little fun. We'll do a little educational stuff. We'll talk about jewelry, and then we'll figure we'll do a little Valentine's Day newlywed game. So again, I wanted to thank Ken and Barbie for coming on the show. Again, you're quite welcome. All their links are in the description below after the video. Again, I'm going to give you the typical YouTube thing, guys. I'm trying to get up to 500 subscribers. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Again, I was told watching some YouTube videos, and this will apply to all of us that do YouTube. Some people don't know what subscribe means. So I'm going to relay that to you people that don't know, or the people that might be viewing that don't know. Again, this is just from the YouTube creators that tell me to do this kind of stuff. You want to click on the little notification bell so that you guys will be notified when I go live or when I post a video.
So they can just find you again. If you don't subscribe, it's hard to find somebody again.
Exactly. And then the other thing, guys, is to remember occasionally, for whatever reason, YouTube unsubscribes you, or not unsubscribes you, but it'll like turn off your notifications, which is crazy. I don't know why, but so always check, make sure that your little bell has the lines over top of it so that you get the notifications. Okay, so I appreciate that, guys, and I'm going to use my typical clothing. Why do I keep saying clothing? Closing. Good sales to you. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today, and hopefully you guys had a little bit of fun. It broke up your day. And again, I want to thank Ken and Barbie. And again, Ken and Barbie, please stay after the show for a minute or two. And
She's going to use a washing machine.
There's not going to be a washing machine. Okay, guys. Thank you for subscribing, watching, and we'll see you again on next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.